Hello, my name is Aldrin Cordova and I'm from MU220 Part 4 in subject of psychology education. So, I will be presenting about the movie that I have watched which title Freedom Writers. So, the cast that I found in the movie is Hilary Swank as Erin Gruel, Patrick Dempsey as Scott, Scott Glenn as Steve, and Imelda Staunton as Margaret Campbell. Yeah. So move on to the next slide. In chapter 13, I have learned about the motivation, which has achievement processes and also achievement goal orientation. So for achievement processes that I have learned is motivation extrinsic and also motivation intrinsic. About the achievement goal orientation, I have learned about mastery orientation, helpless orientation, and also performance orientation. So for this chapter, I will relate it to the movie. Yeah. So in the movie of Freedom Writers, I have found that there are several scenes which has intrinsic motivation. So in the movie that I found about motivation intrinsic is the line drawing exercise. So when the scene shows that Erin Gruel introduces the line game to the class, she asks the students to think about the representing their life journey. So this exercise sparks introspection and self-reflection among students. Yeah, so it's powerful moment that motivates them to consider their past, present, and future, tapping into their intrinsic motivation to change their lives. So for for the sharing of personal diary scene, I also find an intrinsic motivation in there where students start sharing their personal diaries and stories. So they form a deep connection and also understanding of each other's struggles. At this moment where intrinsic motivation, as they realize they not they are not alone in their hardships. And also it encourage them to support one another and also work towards a better future together. Yeah, so this is the motivation that I have found in the movie. So about the extrinsic motivation, I have found where when the graduation scene ceremony, where this is an extrinsic motivation, where the graduation ceremony at the end of the movie serves as an extrinsic motivator. Yeah, seeing their hard work pay off and receiving recognition for their achievements in front of their families and also peers serves as external validation for their efforts, motivating them to continue on their path of growing success. So let's move on to the next slide. Achievement goal orientation. So in achievement goal orientation, by mastery orientation, helpless orientation, performance orientation, the scene that relates to this motivation is where the scene that Erin Gruwel introduces the concept of Holocaust and connects it to the students' lives, demonstrate the mastery orientation. So she encouraged them to understand history not just as facts, but as a lesson that can empower them to change their future. The emphasis here is on learning and growth rather than grade or performance. And helpless orientation. Initially, many of the students exhibit a helpless orientation due to their challenging circumstances. For instance, when faced with gang violence, racial tensions, and personal struggles, some students feel powerless to change their situations. And the scene where a student named Eva is torn between loyalty to her gang and doing the right thing illustrates these feelings of helplessness before she ultimately finds empowerment through her choices. And the last one is performance orientation. The moment where where students are concerned about their grades, tests, and the fear of failing represent a performance orientation. Yeah, initially some students focus more on the external markers of success, such as grades or academic achievements, rather than on the learning process itself. So throughout the film, this orientation evolves as the student learn and grow under Erin Gruwel's guidance. The initial focus grades and survival shifts towards a mastery orientation where they start valuing learning and personal growth. The transformation they undergo showcase a shift from feeling helpless to their agency and power to change the circumstances. Yeah. So we move on to the next slide, which is chapter 14, where managing the classroom. which we creating a positive environment for learning. Yeah. So for creating a general positive environment for learning, we has general strategies, creating teaching and maintaining rules and procedures, and also getting students to cooperate. So in the movie that I watch, where the scene shows managing classroom, in the scene of create early in the movie, where creating and maintaining rules and procedure, which when Gruel, the teacher, faces a challenging classroom environment where the students are divided by racial tensions and personal conflicts, where she establishes ground rules that promote respect, tolerance, and understanding. The scene where she introduces the concept of the line game and set expectations for behavior. Respect and participation is a clear demonstration of her strategy to create and maintain rules and procedures in the classroom. So the next one is getting students to cooperate. Yeah, in the scene where the Gruel employs various strategies to encourage cooperation among her students. One notable scene involves the use of the toss for change. By initiating a classroom activity where students express their desires for a better future and share personal stories, she also encouraged empathy and cooperation among them. By this activity also helps break down barriers and foster a sense of unity, yeah, and also understanding among students. And the third point is teaching and encouraging the engagement. I have found in the movie where teaching and encouraging engagement through where Gruel employs innovative teaching methods to engage her students. For instance, she uses relevant and relatable material such as the diary of Anne Frank to connect historical events with the students' lives. So by making the curriculum personally relevant, she captures their interest and encourage active participation in the learning process. Yeah, so in this movie, these scenes demonstrate Gruel effective classroom management strategies, emphasize the importance of creating a supportive and respectful environment, fostering cooperation among students, and engaging them in meaningful learning experiences. Her approach goes beyond traditional teaching methods and focuses on building relationships and understanding among the students. Yeah, this is based on what I have learned from the movie and relating to the to the to the chapter that I have learned, which is chapter 13 and also chapter 14. So for references, this is the link where the website that I watch, which is F Movies. So for me, this movies is inspirable. I think that's all from me. Thank you.